Hi Robert, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Colorado Construction Specialist in Denver, Colorado. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get CCS in front of people searching for concrete and masonry services in the Denver metro area. Like I said to Marco on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I'm really trying to make a positive impact in the world, and how I'm doing that is I'm using my skills that I use professionally and basically just giving out as much free information as I can, reaching out to local and family-owned businesses like yours. So I'm going to jump into this website audit now and tell you what I find. So the first thing that I always look for when I go to a website to audit it is a big click to call phone number at the top. Now you do have a phone number here and it is click to call, but it's not very big. So I would suggest that you make that larger. The fact is people just don't pay very much attention. They kind of have to have things shoved in their face, and it makes a difference to the amount of people that actually call you. The second thing is content. How many words are on the page and are they relevant to what you do? And also, what are the images saved as? So I can see that your words are definitely relevant. And when if I click Control A, Control C, and I put it into my little word counter here, I can see you have 481 words. That's quite a bit lower than we suggest. So we always tell our clients to go ahead and make sure that you have a minimum of 3,000 words on your home page and 1,500 or more on the other pages. The reason for this is that Google loves content. It thinks if you have more words on a subject matter, you must be the subject matter expert, and it's going to help to push you to the top of the Google results. And then finally, the images. So if I right click on this absolutely beautiful work here and I click Save Image As, I can see that this was saved as 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. That is not helping you. What you want to do is save all these pictures again, except this time save them as key phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they are looking for your services in the Denver metro area. So I'll show you how we find those keywords and which ones are best in a moment. But first I want to introduce you to Ahrefs. So this is a tool that my agency uses to get an in-depth look into how a website is performing. So right here, your UR score stands for URL rating. Basically, this is a scale from 0 to 100. How trustworthy, how authoritative does Google think that your web page is, this specific one? In this case, it's your home page is the one that I put in. And you got a 22, which is actually a pretty good score. However, you've got this DR score, which stands for domain rating. It's the same thing, except instead of just for that one page, it's judging your entire website as a whole, and you can see that it's much lower. This is a very low score, fairly typical, but you really want to get it up higher than that. I kind of imagine these as kind of like a 2 legs on a chair, although you would need at least 3 for the chair to stand. But you know, you want them to be fairly even, and you can see that the 22 is much higher, and you also want it to be pretty big. So how we raise those scores to get you higher into the results is with backlinks and referring domains. So a backlink is any link from another site on the internet that points back to your site. A referring domain is a website that has at least one of those links pointing to your site. So if you, so from here I can tell you have 35 different websites pointing to your site a total of 340 times. Generally speaking, you do want to increase both of these numbers, but you want to be careful. You only want backlinks from sites with a higher UR and DR score than you have, and you want them from sites that are relevant to your industry, because links from sites that are irrelevant or that have low trust scores with Google will actually lower your credibility rather than raise it. So now let's talk about keywords. This is always exciting for me. I just love keywords. I'm such a dork. This is my nerdness coming out. Okay, so a keyword, or better yet, a key phrase, is anything that a person could type into Google and have you show up in the first 100 results. Okay, we'll go back over here. So we have 28 keywords where you will show up in the first 100 results. However, unfortunately, being in the 11th spot is just about as bad as it not existing at all, because hardly anyone goes past the first page of Google results, which only shows the top 10. So that's how you could be showing up for 28 keywords, but only actually have 2 people coming to your site last month from searching something on Google. And I can actually take a look and see what you are showing up for. So you are on the second page here for stucco repair Denver. 100 people are searching for it, or at least did last month. And generally it tends to be every month that a number around this is being searched. And then it has a keyword difficulty of 8. So a keyword difficulty basically is, again, from 0 to 100, but this time it's how difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it will be to get to the first page of Google and show up in those results. And this is a little bit higher than we really like to go after. We really like to go after 5 and below, but this is achievable. It just takes a little longer. We like to go after those quick wins, you know. So if you were to raise this and be on the first page, you would see an increase in your traffic. This is the one you're getting the most traffic from, which is about 1.2 people a month coming in from that keyword. So I'll show you some keywords that might be better. I did a bit of research for you. Denver, I put in your area, and then I put in, you know, you have to do it special ways, but pavers, masonry, and masons, and all that. Patio, excavators, stucco, those kinds of things. From what I could see on your website, I think that you do those things. And we've got here Denver masonry is searched 200 times, at least last month and probably the month before, and etc. And then keyword difficulty is 4, so that's below that 5 threshold that I talked about. I also found some other good keywords for you, like concrete patios Denver has 150 volume and a 0 KD, so that one would be a pretty easy pickings. Pavers Denver, another 150, but this one's got a higher with an 8. Stucco repair Denver, another 8, but 100 people searching for it. Masonry Denver, concrete patio Denver, stucco Denver, masonry contractors Denver. These would, I think, all would be someone looking for your services and in your service area. And then you could do the same thing, of course, with different areas if you wanted to branch out, maybe do Colorado Springs, etc. Right? So if you wanted to work in that area. Okay, so now this is what happens when I type Denver masonry into Google. Usually there's some ads up here at the top, but they're not showing up right now. Doesn't matter. Most people just scroll right past it. Now we have the map pack. So how you end up in the map pack is a little bit different than how you end up in the organic results down here, which we'll get to in a moment. So first thing you want to do to get into the map pack is verify that your Google My Business listing has the correct and up-to-date information on there. And then you want to go out and take that information, specifically your name, address, and phone number as it's listed there on your GMB, Google My Business. And then you want to take that information and put it onto different directories like Yext, City Star, White Pages, Yelp, Yellow Pages, Facebook, etc. And what that's going to do is it's going to show Google that you are being talked about, people know about you, and you're a legitimate company, right? And the more you get talked about on the internet, Google thinks that you must be real popular. It's going to push you to the top. And if you end up in the top 3 for any particular word in any particular area, then you will show up in the map pack for those. And that's pretty cool. And there's some more tricks that you can do to get up there, but citations is the best and the most measurable, easily measurable one. Okay, so none of that though is as exciting as ending up in this spot right here. This is what we call the #1 organic result. It's the first result after the map pack. And it gets approximately 30% of all of the clicks. So how many was it that come to here? 200. So out of the 200 people last month that came here, statistically about 60 of them clicked on this one right here. So you definitely want to be in this position. Now the second position gets some but not as many. Third, not as quite as many as the second, and then the rest of the results are generally shared pretty evenly between the rest of the first page. So you definitely want to be in the first position, but that's not the only place to actually get some traffic. Okay, so now we type in Denver Masonry, or we actually go to their website, and I clicked on their About Us, but I should go to their homepage. Well, hold on. Let's make sure it was the exact one that showed up. So this is what we'll do. Is this the right one? No, it's this one. I'm all over the place. Okay, here we go. And they actually, okay, here we are. Is this right? Denver Masonry LLC. Is this the top one? No, it's not. Okay, what did I do? Sorry about this. Okay, so these guys are the ones that are sitting in the top place. It makes sense. Denver Masonry is what we typed in, and that's exactly the name of their URL, exactly the name of their business. So some of those 200 people, from the looks of it, some of those 200 people that are searching for Denver Masonry might be looking for this business by name. However, many of them, and probably most of them, are actually just looking for someone who does masonry in Denver. So this is still a good one to go after, and I'll show you even more reasons why in a moment. Okay, so first thing we check for, of course, what we're wondering when we go onto a website that's a competitor that we're trying to beat out, basically, is what is it that they're doing right? They must be doing something right because they're on that first page. What is it that we can copy? And what is it that we can do to get ahead? And if we can surpass them in these different metrics, then we can surpass them on the Google page and end up there in that first position. So that's the goal. So first thing, of course, is content. How many words do they have? Are they relevant? It looks like they're relevant enough, and they still don't have that many words on their home page. So, or on the page that's beating it, which happens to be the home page. The next thing we do is throw their, oh wait, let's actually check their images first. Right click on an image, click Save Image As. Are they taking advantage? Home Who We Are 1. So they are not taking advantage of this particular SEO trick or search engine optimization trick. So that's another way that we could get ahead besides just having more content and hitting that 3,000 threshold. Okay, so now we throw them into this Ahrefs again, and we can see that their score is quite low. It's lower than yours. Their DR score is lower than yours. Their referring domains are lower than yours. So it looks like, you know, if you were to go and do those things, I think the main reason that they're getting the traffic and sorry, that ding just totally threw me off. Silly. Okay, so I think the main reason that they're getting this traffic and they're sitting at the top is really because their name is denvermasonry.com. Besides that, there's not a whole lot going for them. So that means that if you make the effort and you actually invest some time and maybe some money into this, you could beat them out. So we have Denver Masonry 200. They're sitting in that first position. Here are the other words they're showing up for, by the way. Masonry Denver, there's 70. It also has a keyword difficulty of 4, so it wouldn't be too difficult. That's another 70 people that might be able to go to your page. And they're getting 24 traffic just from that one. And so it's kind of fun. We can go and see what they're showing up for and see what we want to show up for as well, get some ideas for some keywords to include in your content and also to save your images as. So I'm running out of time. I want to make end this video quickly. Thank you so much for your time, for watching this. I really appreciate it. And I would love some feedback from you on how I did, if it was helpful, if it was clear. This is my phone number here at the top and my email address. You are welcome to reach out to me with any questions that you have. Just a real quick recap. You want to increase the relevant content on your site, 3,000 words minimum on your homepage, 1,500 on those other pages. Implement backlinks to rank for higher volume keywords like Denver Masonry, and add citations in order to boost your map listing up to the top and be seen by people on the first page of Google. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.